In this show, we have met people who have sat on the beaches and written lyrics. We have seen people who have written fantastic songs that go down the ages. But have you ever met a lyric engineer? Well, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Madhan Karky. Penning lyrics to the superstar's super anthem Irumbule Oru Idayam was just the beginning to Madhan Karky Veramuthu's advance into the Tamil film industry. Today, Karky manages a busy profile as a full-time professor at Anna University and a gifted lyricist, though surprisingly, his legendary surname didn't mean that he would take after his father instantly.
Doing my PhD, I was having a lot of free time. So once I finished, come back home, like all my evenings were free. So I thought of doing something great. I listened to a lot of songs. I had a collection of around some 12,000, 15,000 songs with me. I listen to songs every time I walk to university, when I'm doing my research and all the other times. So I thought of like, why can't I work on some songs and lyrics? How will it be to create things? At that time I got a new Mac system, so and then I started to exploring that. I was just composing some tunes and then fitting some lyrics for that, and that's how it all started.
Madhan Karky, apart from doing the lyrics for the mega-budget blockbuster Enthiran, had also penned the dialogues for various parts in the movie, including the climax sequence. He even received encouraging words from Rajni sir himself for his work. For a budding lyricist, working with director Shankar, superstar Rajnikant and A.R. Rahman must have been surreal.
I approached Director Shankar without mentioning my dad's name. I just mentioned that I work in a university and I'm interested in working in this project. And first he said, like, we've already completed everything, we've not made anything. And then I called him again another time, and then I was telling that I wanted to work, like I'm interested in this particular project. I think I'll be a good contribution to this one. And then he invited me, and then he asked about like, how did you get to know the number and everything, and then I mentioned father's name. He was very happy that I didn't mention his name to get inside.
From delving into the mind of a love-struck photographer in Yenamo Yedo to dabbling in philosophy in Neerchirai, he has constantly demonstrated how he adds new dimensions to songs with the much required fresh words and phrases.
One of my pet projects, the lyric engineering, we do a lot of lyric analysis over there. So we collected a set of lyrics over the time, and we've been analyzing what are the words that have been used more, and what phonemes have been used more, and what are the most frequently used rhyme pairs and things like that. And so all these things, these data help us to create a kind of a freshness score for a lyric. Like we basically, that was our plan. And so to find the freshness of a lyric, so how many fresh words are lyrics been using? Like, what are the words, most common words that have been used? You would probably see yen, un, kadal, and megam, vanam, malai. These words being used over and over again. The reason for that, I mostly think, is because of the tunes. Because if the tune starts like tana, 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 then you have, for the meter tana, you have just a few set of words. You have around 25 to 30 words for that particular meter, and that's what you have to use it again and again. So that's one reason. But I thought, like, in other terms, how can we introduce freshness into lyrics? How can we introduce fresh concepts? So that's when this thing started. One example is Kuviyamila Kachi Pedai. when the director explained me the situation that it's about a photojournalist and it's confusions, it's pleasant love confusions is what the song has to thing. I thought like instead of just talking about love and other things, we can associate it with this character, like is a photojournalist. Why can't he talk about his love in photographic terms? Okay, so that's when we thought of like this term out of focus.
It's actually kind of doing two professions, right? It's really a very interesting thing to do, because working with students in the day and in the night working on creative projects, it's really different. But students suddenly pop up when I walk in the campus around. The students suddenly pop up, sir, I have a doubt, and I will be very happy they have some doubt finally, and they'll ask what's Kuviyamila. It's really fun. So I answer them there. But inside the classrooms, I make sure we never talk about any of the movies, and so have a kind of a professional relationship there inside a classroom, and then outside the classroom on social networking and on email. So we discuss the other things.
A full-time professor and part-time lyricist, it must be a challenge to handle both profiles, especially when one has a host of new projects to start on. But Karky is one who firmly believes in family first and hence loves spending time with his son, Haiku, whenever he finds the time. The fact that Madhan Karky is a professor at a college means that he has a software that generates lyrics. Well, we are definitely looking forward to more songs coming from there, because he just uses the software and gives you a word which you haven't heard before. But the moment you hear it, you keep humming it all day long. Another beautiful story coming up to you after this short break. Do stay tuned.